What's up everybody, it's your boy Ernest, aka the King Starter, back today with another video. Today's video is going to be another Mr. Ballin video. It is top 3 photos with disturbing backstories. I'm only going to be watching one. If you want to see the rest, I'm gonna link this video down in my description down below so y'all can go check it out. Also, I'm going to link Mr. Ballin's all his social medias down below, so y'all make sure y'all go to his social medias and follow him. And I want to give a thanks to Mr. Ballin for letting me react to your videos. Thank you for that, and make sure y'all go subscribe to his YouTube channel. So with that being said, let's get into the video.
One night in the early 1950s, a little boy named Issei Sagawa was having this dream where he and his brother were being boiled alive to be eaten. Sagawa says when he woke up, he immediately began fantasizing about what it would be like to be on the other side of that, to be on the outside with a human inside of the pot that you're boiling, that you're gonna eat. And he became totally obsessed with the idea of eating another person. By the time he was in first grade, he would find himself staring at his different classmates' legs.
Yo, look at, I know this is not the real person, but look how creepy that is. You just mind your business doing your work, and somebody behind you just staring you down. I ain't gonna lie, something like that happened to me before in school when I was younger, but I don't know what dude's on. Oh, he probably want to fight. I don't know.
His mouth would be watering because he wanted to take a bite out of their leg. For 3 decades, he was able to suppress that urge, but in 1981, those cannibalistic urges would get the better of him. One summer day while he was in Tokyo, he saw this woman that he wanted to eat, and he couldn't help himself, and so he began following her down the road, and he saw her go into her apartment. He waited for a minute, went around back, and climbed in the window. And when he got inside, she was asleep. He hadn't thought of a plan for what he was going to do once he was inside. And so he's just standing there thinking, well, now what do I do? How am I going to eat her? What am I going to do next? And as he's sitting there wondering what to do next, she wakes up and she screams, and he runs away. After this breaking and entering incident, Sagawa would actually seek help. So he goes to a psychiatrist and he says, this is what I did. I snuck into her house because I wanted to eat her. And the psychiatrist would end up telling Sagawa's family that I have to label him a high risk to society because he's not just thinking about doing these things, he's already acting out these fantasies.
Right.
Now, Sagawa's father was extremely wealthy and powerful, and when he heard this from the psychiatrist, he was like, no, we're not going to do that. And so using his power and influence, he was able to kind of cover up what the psychiatrist had found, and he shipped his son to Paris. Once Sagawa landed in Paris, he enrolled at the Sorbonne University and began studying literature. Despite having sought help for his cannibalistic urges, when he was in Paris, he started having that urge again and he couldn't control it, and instead of going to another therapist or psychiatrist, he begins to look for another victim. Sagawa considered himself short, weak, and ugly, and so he was actually looking for a tall, beautiful Western woman so he could absorb their energy and somehow become a bigger...
Alright, so I'm not gonna have too much pauses in the video, but I heard about people being cannibals that like they eat other people to become stronger or stuff like that. I don't know, to be honest with you, but like that's kind of weird. Like I don't know, that's just what I heard. I just heard stories about different like cannibals. They eat like people before they can have immortality or like better health, or become stronger, or like he said, look more beautiful or whatever. I don't know, but I don't know, that don't sound right, but like I don't know. I just had to get out of my head.
Better version of himself. And so he began looking around Paris for tall, beautiful women that he could potentially eat, but no one seemed like a good fit until he met Renee Hartfeld. Renee was a tall, beautiful 25-year-old Dutch student who was going to school with Sagawa at Sorbonne. In order to get close to her, Sagawa would ask his father if he would give him some money so he could hire Renee to be his personal tutor. His father gives him the money, Sagawa hires Renee, and they strike up this working relationship together. And over time, Sagawa would build trust with Renee, they would become friends, and at some point he asked Renee if she'll actually come over to his apartment, something they had not done yet. And she's sitting in his apartment with her back turned to him. He leaves the room and comes back with a rifle, and he tries to fire it, but it jams. And she hasn't heard him do this, and so he's standing there and his weapon's now jammed. He hasn't fired it, and he just puts the weapon away and comes back out and acts like nothing's happened. And he's sitting there wondering, is this a sign that I'm not supposed to do this?
Yes.
But at the end of the night, when she finally left, he decides, you know what, I gotta go through with this. I have to eat her. And so the next night he gets her to come over again, He gets the rifle out when she's sitting with her back to him once again, except this time the rifle fires. Only for an instant, he felt really bad and thought maybe I should call an ambulance. But then he stopped himself and he said, "You've waited so long for this. You've got to just go through with it." He immediately tried to take a bite out of her, but it was too difficult and unpalatable. So he calmly leaves his apartment, he goes to the store, he gets a blade, he comes back, and he's able to begin removing pieces of Renee so he can eat them. Over the next 2 days, Sagawa would eat most of Renee, and he would take pictures of himself throughout the entire experience. When he finally felt full, he left a couple pieces still in his freezer, but put the rest of her in a suitcase and went to dump her in a lake. But as he was wheeling these heavy suitcases around town, people saw them, and it just drew a lot of
Wouldn't blood like drip out of it, out the suitcase? Like, or wouldn't it be like a smell or something? Or well, I guess the body would have to be decayed for a while for it to have a smell, I guess. But like, if you put pieces of her in a suitcase, wouldn't like blood be dripping? Sorry, my bad. I thought I had to mention. Would like blood be like dripping out the suitcase and stuff like that? And how big is a suitcase for people? Like, I get, well, here in Paris, I don't know, because you know what I'm saying. Like, you in Paris and you just lugging around a whole suitcase. People might think he like a tourist, probably. I'm not sure, but like, I'm pretty sure it would have blood dripping out of that suitcase for people to realize, not realize, but people to see.
And at some point, someone must have called the police.
There you go.
They show up, they ask him what's inside the suitcase,
Okay,
they open
right.
it up, and there's Renee. When questioned about it, he just said, "I killed her to eat her flesh." Sagawa awaited trial for 2 years in a French prison, and when he finally went in front of a French judge, when the judge read the details of this crime, it seemed so crazy and outrageous that the judge decided there's no way Sagawa can be sane, and so he was deemed insane and unfit to stand trial. He was ordered to go to a mental institution where he would be held indefinitely. Shortly after that, the French deported Sagawa back to Japan, where they expected him to remain in a mental institution for the rest of his life. But that didn't happen because the French dropped his case and his documents were sealed. And when he arrived in Japan, the Japanese could not get access to his court documents, and so they did not have a case against Sagawa, and so they had to let him walk free.
Damn.
And so in 1986, Sagawa checked himself out of the Japanese mental institution that he had been sent to, and he's been free ever since. This is a picture of what police discovered when they opened up Sagawa's fridge inside of his apartment.
Yo, look it up. Damn, I'm guessing these like her body parts probably, or the meat, I guess. And what is this? Oh.
In Paris. This is a picture of his kitchen inside of that apartment, where you can clearly see plates and different utensils that were all used to eat Renee. This is a picture of these.
Yo, you can see her foot. Oh.
Suitcase that Sagawa was lugging around that police showed up and asked him to open and found Renee inside of. And this is Sagawa.
Yo, look at this nigga.
Today, walking freely in Tokyo, even though he blatantly...
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like, but he look like I know it's probably like a photo shoot, but yo, he look like he about to attack somebody, right?
Killed and ate someone and openly admits to it and has even profited off of it. He's written books and he's been featured on TV shows. He's even been called in to be a food critic. But what's even more horrifying is that
that's creepy. That's creepy. That's creepy. That's creepy.
Sagawa openly says that before he dies, he's going to do this again. He can't live with himself unless he eats at least one more person. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and I will pin the best comment at the top of the comments section. If you haven't done this already and you enjoyed today's video, please put a Kick Me sticky note on the back of the like button's shirt. Also, please subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly uploads. If you want to get in touch with me, you can direct message me on Instagram or on Twitter. My username on both platforms is the same. It's just JohnBallin416. I also have a ton of content over on TikTok where my username is Mr. Ballin. If you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our subreddit. It's just called Mr. Ballin. It's linked in the description below. If I use one of your suggestions on purpose, I will credit you. So whether I see you on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, or some combination, just know that I really appreciate your support. And until next time, guys, that's going to do it. See ya.
Yo, so you telling me This dude walking free and just openly admits before he dies that he want to eat another person. Like, couldn't you go to jail from that? Like, that's like a threat, right? Like, like, couldn't you go to jail from that? Or get arrested from that? Like, come on, bro. That's creepy as hell. I don't know. I might do another one, Mr. Baller videos sometime this week. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so I'm gonna end the video here. Y'all make sure y'all go to Mr. Baller channel, subscribe. Like I said, his social media is gonna be in the links down below, so y'all make sure y'all go to there and you know, follow him on all his social media. My Twitter will be down below as well, so you know, make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe. You know, follow me on Twitter. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel if y'all are new. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. Comment down below what y'all think about the video. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this been your boy Ernest, aka the King Slaughter, and I'm out. Peace.